Hi! Yo, what up? This is another episode of Galneryus, one for all for one, and today we're gonna listen to Aim at the Top. Somebody has dropped the information that this song is composed by Junichi, which is actually pretty cool that this album starts off with a lot of diverse influences. I remember the title of the song because, like every other title in this album, it's in caps lock, which seems to be easier to remember, but I have no clue whatsoever what this is gonna sound like. That was pretty unique, I have to say. Started off like a 9 Inch Nails song, then it turned into a metal version of 9 Inch Nails, and then actually with Yuki coming in with the organ, it then started to sound like Galneryus, but this is unlike anything we've heard before, period. Including the new album, by the way. Oh, okay. The chord progression. They are waiting in the field of the blood. Make your choice, there's no time to wait. Seek the grave of the love. Now is my time. Pulse in the rhythm, pulse in the rhythm. Look up the sky, you will see the fire coming. Pulse in the rhythm, force of my chest. Look up the sky, now the That was some nasty ass, dude. Like, what the frick? It almost turned into a black metal song there. That was really funky. The tension, the chord progression builds in the verse, I think is also something that there's probably a lot of examples, but a Final Fantasy soundtrack does that at some point. I think in Final Fantasy VII, there is a boss battle music that does something like that. Maybe it was something similar. I can't quite remember, but the tension this builds is enormous. It's not even your classic battle mode stuff going on here. It's just really intense, also with the drums, with the guitar grooves in the background and all of that. The chorus is interesting. Yamabi seems to actually speak more than he's singing, which however works quite well in the context of this song, and let's just keep going, man. Swelling guitar there. Oh. There's no time to wait. Seek the grain of the luck. Now is my time. Look up the sky, you will see the fire coming. Look up the sky, now the time to break free. I am at the top, I'm not ready to die. No one can stop my striving. It's just my life, it's not a game. I just have to risk it when I'm out with see the fight. No one can stop my striving. Fight for my life, it's just a test to my. I like how in the chorus it just opens up, you know, they're just holding the chords, and then in the end they bring this groove then back again, and it starts to get a bit of grip again with it. It has a cool rhythm feel to it. Fight for my life. It's just a test to my life. Okay, it's one of those solos. Whoa! Whoa! Little word about the solo, that was really cool. I think it's those Junichi songs where we actually have those battles between, I don't know, something and something. The most obvious thing, of course, would be keyboard versus guitar, but I think in the last song by him, Yamabi was involved as well, and that's just pretty cool. Also, what I noticed in this album so far, I think in every song we had a pretty cool melodic solo, which in some way expanded on the main melody of the song, which I really enjoy. And I know there's other songs in this album as well, which do this as well. And then just the production again, like the background stuff and everything, it sounds almost ethereal. At this point, I can't even describe anymore what this thick soundscape actually does, but it sounds really good. I think we want to listen to the solo again at a later point, but for now, let's just keep going. The bass popping up there in the background was also cool. That was really cool. I want to listen to that again. Oh yeah, you feel it pumping up in the background a bit more. That sounded also so freaking dark with the keyboard sound, and also the drums went bonkers in the end. They all seem to have a pretty cool taste in music, apparently, like in my opinion, okay, but it doesn't completely overlap, so it goes into different directions. But I kind of like all of them. There were a lot of highlights. I just want to revisit some of them, like maybe just chronologically. I don't know if it was the case in every pre-chorus, but I think in the first one, it almost turned into a black metal song, as I said. The groove is also really cool. We already have dark choirs in the background. You hear that? There's some effect in the background. I would guess it's Shu with the screaming vocals with a weird filter, but it sounds like a demonic voice in the back of your head, kind of. And with the organ. And then just through that synth sound in the transition, this brings in almost a ray of light again into this, which is a pretty cool dynamic here. And then of course the solo. Our favorite keyboard sound. That qualifies as another Rainbow Road sound. Yuki's just going to the stars and beyond at this point. And again, I really dig the groove in the background. It also has little variations in the solo, and at the mid there, it gets a bit more emotional and stuff. Nothing conclusive, but it's also a cool emotional dynamic we have here. Yeah, and then just in the end, there were just little details, basically, which were pretty cool. And then it just stops. It was just a transition. You're being catapulted right up there, and you're staying there for the rest of the song, basically. Although it was just a transition, they don't actually hold the sound through the rest of the song. And these choirs. It's just those little tritones he plays there. They sound so freaking evil. It's like a little goofy, gimmicky detail almost, but it's so effective. That's pretty insane. Yeah, what else can I say? The chorus. I'm usually a melody type of guy, so the first thing that makes a song stick with me is if it's actually like it has a catchy melody or stuff. I actually consider the song catchy. The chorus, just looking at it from this perspective, isn't really special to me, but I think the song has other qualities and I can appreciate that now. It's mostly about the grooves and the atmosphere and stuff. And if you can appreciate that, I think that's actually a pretty cool song. I've seen there's a lot of opinions on this album. So far, I really enjoy it. Okay, so far I enjoyed pretty much everything we've listened to, but I think in my humble opinion, like overall, I do feel a progression in quality from album to album. So I feel like we're still improving in quality, but at a certain point, it's of course a matter of taste. Now onto the lyrics. It's another song in English again, by the way. Face the fact there's nowhere to go, I just feel the end of time. Seek the grain of the luck, you must take the chance. They are waiting in the field of the blood. Make your choice, there's no time to wait. See the grain of the luck, now it's my time. Of course, we have to consider that this is the heaviest song so far. We have again themes from the first album with Face the fact, I just feel the end of time. Basically, we have an inner battle. Seems to be about not falling into desperation because you have to act, but you see no clear path and stuff seems very murky and intimidating and they are waiting in the field of blood, so it's also dangerous. It seems to be a song about getting your together in this new danger scenario. Force in the arena, force of the agony. Look at the sky, you will see the fire is coming. Force in the arena, force of the mighty. Look at the sky, now the time to break free. We actually musically had some of those vibes, now that I think about it. Force in the arena. There was a section which musically reminded a bit of, if you're watching movies which play in ancient Rome, you know, that kind of feel to it. It might be some gladiator kind of thing, but not sure about that. It would fit aesthetically. I aim at the top, I'm not afraid to die. No one can stop, chorus by the way. And no one can stop my striding, it's just my life, it's not a game. I just take the risky way and I will see the prime. No one can stop my striding. Fight for my life, it's just access to my life. If I'm thinking about this gladiator scenario, it clicks a lot with me. In that regard, this album cover also seems to point back to that kind of aesthetic. And also in later Galneryus music videos, you actually see that they also do work with that aesthetic. So it might be actually, you can kind of imagine the whole scenario of this in a kind of ancient Rome thing. I think the most interesting line in this is fight for my life, it's just access to my life, which implies that they don't have access to their life if they decide not to fight for it. That kind of also might answer a few open questions from the earlier songs, why they would actually do this specifically. Well, it's because there's just this binary choice. Either you take your life in your own hands and fight, or you're just throwing it away and decide to live as a plant. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You just feel the end of time. Seek the grain of luck, you must take the chance. Take the glory in the field of the blood. Hunt the gold, there's no time to wait. See the grain of the luck, now it's my time. At this point, it seems to me that you just feel the end of time seems to just be a result of difficulties with translating it from Japanese. I can't really see if it connects to this nothing ventured, nothing gained, because here they have nothing gained, but here it's about taking the glory and the field of blood, hunt the gold, there's no time to wait. So is this a progression, or is this okay, you have nothing now, but take it? In some way, there seems to be some implied progression, right? Forest in the arena, forest of the agony, look at the sky, you will see the fire is coming. Forest in the arena, forest of the mighty, look at the sky, now it's time to break free. I am at the top, I'm not afraid to die, no one can stop my striding. It's just my life, it's not a game. I just take the risky way and I will see the prime. No one can stop my striding, fight for my life, it's just access to my life. The sound of the music and the themes they have here in the lyrics, like generally speaking, they match pretty well. We have this intense sense of danger and risk, and I'm still trying to get my shit together and go through all of this. I'm also trying to find certain motivations, but it's all just question marks at this point. But there's also certain points where they remember that they have to do this and all of the stuff. So it's kind of chaotic in that sense, and it rotates through all of those cycles. Who wrote Aim at the Top? Okay, so now we've actually reached the era where we can see who has written it. And according to Genius, Aim at the Top was written by Yamabi and Junichi. It suits both of them pretty well, and it's a cool composition. It's fun, it's unique. Yeah, enjoyed it a lot. In case this album will continue just how it started, I will be completely satisfied with it. I dig the new musical ideas a lot. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is Everlasting. Okay, it's Everlasting. I think this is the song with the music video, right? That's gonna be a banger. See you then.